It's become a common sight. This ram raid happened in Napier 3 months ago. A white car smashed through the glass door of the dairy, and 5 young people ran in, taking with them an empty cash register and a few packets of Tim Tams. It cost thousands of dollars in damages, just one day before the owner's family holiday to Fiji. Days later, the same thing happened to another dairy just 400 meters away. A stolen silver Toyota was left at the scene, the offenders getting away with another stolen car. The owners live upstairs from the shop, but were too scared to confront the intruders. With ram raids and robberies increasing around the country, how are Hawke's-based dairy owners coping?
We've been in this place for 2.5 years, so we are lucky that we didn't have any trouble so far. We are well connected with the community, with the local community, but you never know, when it's gonna come to you. So we do feel unsafe here.
Do you feel safe with just one
Yes.
single lady working here?
Yes, I feel safe because I never have trouble, so I can say that I'm safe. The community is really good. They look after us.
This law I've been got a serious burglary in twice. The first happened in the second year we take over the shop, August. Night time, 6:30 around that time, got a 3 lady use a knife, come to the shop and try to take all the cigarette from the shop, and I beat them off. And at that time we got a small damage, but it's still scary.
Do you feel safe to run the business here?
Yes, I'm feeling safe.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know about tomorrow.
Local folkers visited 12 dairies in Napier and Hastings, but only 4 of them would talk on camera. Many were worried they could be targeted if they spoke publicly. Some declined because they are still living in terror, like this female dairy owner who chose not to be identified.
At that time, I was working in one of the stores, and usually dairy shops are not busy on a Sunday. And so there's 4 underage kids came and tried to rob the shop, and they dropped me down on the ground. One of them was holding my nose, I vaguely believe, and then they were trying to steal the smokes. And at that time, maybe it was my luck or something, I was holding my phone and I dialed a random number, so they thought I was ringing the cops. So they just took away with the smokes. So there were 4 accusers, and then all of them were like underage. A couple of them were like 14 years. One of them was a 15 or a 16. Somebody is holding on to your breath. You feel like, okay, yeah, this is my end. You're going to die. Something's going to happen. You have so many thoughts going on, and you're scared.
The police caught the 4 teenage offenders and sent them to youth court.
And I later found out that they only got a community service after even doing such a thing, which is, I think that is stupid, because if you can commit a crime, there was theft. Okay, there was also, I could say it was an attempt to murder. They could have tried killing me. I would have died that day. Who knew? I don't know.
The recent death of Auckland dairy worker Jalak Patel sparked nationwide protests. And despite the recent announcement of government subsidies to prevent retail crime, these owners say more needs to be done.
It's not fair for all the dairies, because the reason will be targeted because of cigarette, the first important things. And I think the most part of the reason is because government put too much tax on it, and so people just cannot be forward.
The local council should install more security cameras, more police surveillance around the areas which they think are under more threats of security.
It's bad. It's really bad. Yeah, government have to take some action about that. Like when we call to the police, make sure they comes on the right time. And
crime rate here is very high, but the government doesn't do anything about it. There is no strict rules. Even if there's a theft going on, half of the people don't even complain about it because they know nothing is going to happen. And it doesn't make sense that if we are doing a discreet call to the police and telling that something has happened and then they come in to the stores after 30 minutes, everything is done and dusted.
Many dairy owners are installing additional security cameras and fog cannons. This foursquare infirmary has placed 3 giant concrete blocks in front of the store after being victim of 3 separate ram raids. Child psychologists recognize teenagers are biologically more likely to take risks without thinking through the consequences. But these dairy owners want harsher penalties.
The government should have more harsh penalties on the young offenders. There shouldn't be any soft penalties.
Is the court getting any stricter? Is the law becoming stricter? If you commit a crime and you're underage, you'll get away easily. You just have to do a few community service and it's worth it. Because even if they've stolen thousands of dollars of smoke or anything, they're going to say we don't have the money. And then they'll do community service for it. What is in it for the shop people? They are just going to be traumatized. This could happen anywhere. It doesn't have to be mentioned that this could happen only in dairies. This could happen in any small business. This is on a rise now. It's not that you randomly hear that a shop has been broken or ram raided. This is very common now.
Japan Local Focus.